Have you ever looked at your phone on a Friday night, seen everyone making plans, and thought, honestly, I'd rather stay home? Maybe you used to worry about missing out, but now a quiet evening feels better than a crowded room. You order food, watch something you enjoy, listen to music, or work on a personal goal, and somehow feel completely fine. If that sounds familiar, there may be nothing wrong with you. There's a big difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is wanting connection and feeling like you don't have it. Solitude is choosing to be alone because you genuinely enjoy your own company. From the outside, they can look identical. Inside, they feel completely different. One reason thoughtful people often enjoy solitude is that they need mental space. Think about how much information hits you every day. Messages, notifications, social media, news, conversations, opinions, videos, and endless updates. Your brain is constantly processing something. Then you finally get home, close the door, put your phone down, and everything becomes quiet. Maybe you've experienced this after spending an entire day around people. Nothing terrible happened. You laughed, talked, worked, and had normal conversations. Yet, when you finally get home, you realize how exhausted you are. Sometimes you don't need another conversation. You need a break from processing everyone else's energy. That can be mentally exhausting. Solitude gives the brain room to reset. But there's another reason people become comfortable being alone. They stop needing constant validation. Think about someone who constantly checks their phone. If a friend messages them, they feel wanted. If nobody does, they immediately wonder whether something is wrong. Now imagine someone who enjoys messages but doesn't depend on them. They have hobbies, goals, interests, and things they're building. If their phone stays silent for 3 hours, their mood doesn't collapse. That's emotional independence. When we're younger, being accepted can feel incredibly important. We want invitations, we want people to like us, we want to fit in. Sometimes we even change ourselves just to avoid being left out. Eventually, many people realize something important. You cannot be liked by everyone. Once you accept that, being alone becomes much less frightening. You don't need to attend every party. You don't need to prove that you're interesting. You can simply be yourself. Solitude also gives you the opportunity to discover what you actually want. When you're constantly surrounded by friends, it's easy to absorb their preferences. Maybe everyone around you wants the same career, follows the same trends, or believes success should look a certain way. Then you spend some time alone and ask yourself, what do I actually want? That question can change everything. Think about major decisions, choosing a career, ending a relationship, starting a business, moving somewhere new, or changing your lifestyle. Eventually, you have to make those decisions for yourself. If you're terrified of being alone with your thoughts, you may end up choosing what keeps everyone else happy instead of what makes you happy. Learning to enjoy solitude gives you the confidence to make decisions based on your own values. But there's an important distinction. Being comfortable alone doesn't mean believing you don't need anyone. Human beings need connection. The goal isn't isolation. The goal is independence. There's a huge difference between saying, I don't need anyone because people are beneath me, and saying, I love having people in my life, but I'm also comfortable by myself. The second one is emotional strength, and here's where solitude can completely change your relationships. When you're comfortable being alone, you become less willing to tolerate people who constantly disrespect you, simply because you're afraid of losing them. You stop chasing one-sided friendships. You stop begging for attention. You stop staying in unhealthy relationships just because the alternative feels lonely. You begin to understand one of life's hardest truths. Being alone is often better than being surrounded by people who make you feel alone. You choose people because they genuinely add something meaningful to your life, not because you need them to fill an emotional void. So if you've recently started enjoying your own company more, don't automatically assume something is wrong with you. Just remember to keep the balance. Enjoy your solitude, but don't build walls around yourself. Spend time alone, reflect, recharge, and grow. But continue making space for people who genuinely care about you. Because the strongest relationship you'll ever build is the one you have with yourself. Once you're comfortable being alone, you stop choosing people because you're afraid of loneliness. You start choosing them because they make your life better. If this video described you, tell us in the comments. Do you genuinely enjoy being alone, or do you sometimes struggle with loneliness? Leave a like if this helped you understand yourself better. Subscribe to Inspire to Be Who, and join us for more psychology and self-improvement videos about confidence, relationships, emotional intelligence, and personal growth.